Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Saturday, guys! Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as seasoned. I got a word for you. Tap in. Happy Saturday, guys! So Saturdays is not really typically a day when I make recordings. I do sometimes, but tonight this is for a special gentleman who I met this evening. So I was in the store purchasing some blue crabs, which is currently cooking right now. And so I had a good brother who tapped me on my shoulder and was like, "Oh my goodness, you're Kizzy Rock. You're Kizzy Rock." And I'm like, "Hi, I am Kizzy Rock. Hi." He's like, "You're Kizzy Rock." I'm like, "I am Kizzy Rock. Who are you?" So he told me that he does follow me here on YouTube. He loved my YouTube channel, but he's kind of in the background, like many of you guys are. And how he just really, really loved my recordings. And he was like, but he said something that I hear, all caps, a lot. Your pictures do you no justice. Your pictures do you no justice. He was like very, very respectful. He was like, it's your aura, your spirit, your presence, your walk, your this, your that, right? So I don't know. I'm so grateful and thankful, but I do hear that a lot. I guess I'm not too photogenic. Maybe I need to smile more in my photos. I don't know. But we had a great conversation for a few minutes. But he asked if I could make a recording on narcissism. And I sent him other recordings that I have, but I figure I'll do a more up-to-date one considering that it is the holiday time and narcissists tend to try to send flying monkeys or Hoover during this time. So I figure it'll be a great time. So my good brother, thank you. Thank you for your respect. Thank you for your compliments. And I am here. So all right, let's start, my chosen ones. So, as a chosen ones, as my empaths, as my HSPs, highly sensitive people, as my great big hearted peoples, you typically attract narcissists. You typically attract narcissists. Um, so this is why it's important, as my good brother said on a recording that I shared a couple of days ago, this is why it's important to be an educated empath, a healed empath, right? So why do narcissists typically start to try to come back around during the holiday times? For different reasons, of course, different perspectives. One, this is a time that a lot of people, well, not in today's time, honey, because the holidays are completely different than what they used to be. Remember, guys, when the holidays came around, the energy was live, like everything was so, times have just changed. Life is straight lifing. The holidays, the energy is just not the same like how it used to be. And at the end of the day, I mean, all that stuff was always for the wrong reasons anyway, but it just was a different energy when things were different. So because they know most people or a lot of people are in such a great mood, you're probably sitting here wrapping gifts, you're wrapping gifts, honey, writing your name on the little cards, putting it under the tree, honey. You got your little mistletoe, you got your little hot chocolate, right? You got some days off from work, and you're just like, I'm in a great mood. Honey, honey, the narc is ready to disturb that. So of course, they don't want you to be in a great mood, especially if you've moved on. So now the idea is, okay, I'm going to catch them when they're in a great mood because now I can slide back in. Right? You're in a great mood. So you're going to answer the phone. You're going to reply to that message. You're in a great mood. You're happy, right? So they're waiting to catch you like that. Or again, on the flip side, as I was speaking about a few minutes ago, because you moved on, now they want to disturb your spirit. So because you move forward, okay, you're not about to be around a new family, right? You're not about to be around your new man or your new woman all excited and y'all got mistletoes and candy canes. No, right? So now they want to do something that's going to disturb your energy. Now you're around the individuals who have nothing but positive light, positive energies, God sent individuals. Now you're all in your feelings. Now your spirit is dark because this narc have came back in to disturb you because you read a message or you allow that one conversation when you already know how these folks are. So they typically tend to come back or send flying monkeys, or they're hoovering during the holiday times because they want to catch you slipping. Next, he was asking me too, why is it important not to respond to narcissists? Now, here's my thing. And again, I'm speaking just from Kizzy, right? I'm no psychiatrist or psychologist. I'm speaking specifically from Kizzy, from a spiritual point of view. Again, narcissism is a spirit. That is a spirit that has to be conquered in the spiritual realm. You can attempt to fight with a narcissist in a flesh, bleed sense all you want, and they're going to win. They're just going to win. They're too great at their craft of manipulating things like that. And we'll talk about the manipulating tactics because that's very, very important. And that's one reason why you don't want to respond. We'll talk about that. So the reason why you don't want to respond to a narcissist, one reason I should say, is because whatever you say, those words will be took, manipulated, and then used against you. So now what happens is they now become the victim. There's no need to respond to a narcissist. Now, we're fleshly beings. So when you have a person lying on you, because the narc is going to lie on you, right? They're going to lie and manipulate and turn everybody against you, all that stuff. So naturally, as a human being, you want to defend yourself. That's just naturally what you want to do. But with narcissism, you have to allow God to fight that battle. God will defend you, and God will defend you in different ways by exposing the narc truly for who they are, and then allowing other people to see who the narc really is. And then these other people start to then realize once you pull away and now they need a new supply, now they start waking up like, oh my goodness. So what such and such was saying about the person, oh, and now I'm realizing it, right? Because now they're the new supply. But as human beings, we want to go in there and we want to start, no, that's not true. They're lying on me. And so you literally go in there trying to defend yourself. And whatever you do, they're going to take those words, turn it back on you. And before you know it, now your mind is all confused. You're trying to figure out, did I say something wrong? Am I overthinking? Was I wrong? Clearly, they were wrong. It's all a game. It's literally about keeping you tied up in a spider web. It's about manipulation tactics. It's about lying. It's about torture. It's about all that stuff. The best thing you can do, first of all, the best thing you can do is get away from them as far as you can. But if you somehow are still locked in there and tied in there for whatever reason, the best thing you can do is not respond. Narcissists will literally snatch your mind if you're not careful. Their manipulation tactics is A1. So, Kizzy, what does that look like in the physical realm? Because you can get so deep in the spiritual realm. Okay, let's say, for an example, your girlfriend, I'm going to stay away from husbands or wives. Your girlfriend is a narcissist. She didn't come home for a couple of days. And you felt in your spirit all along that she's been lying. And you've always felt this, right? This just didn't happen last night. You've always felt she's been cheating on you, not being honest, things like that. She finally makes her way back home and she makes up all these excuses on where she's been. Oh, I had too much to drink. I fell asleep at my friend's house. Blase, 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 blase. All right. You then decide to go through the phone. For whatever reason. You discover all of her lies in this phone. She's been cheating on you. She's manipulating you, lying, the whole 9 yards. Okay. She wakes up. You bring this to her attention. You have all the evidence in your hand. It's not hearsay. You have the evidence. Now you bring it to her attention. What a narcissist will never do is take ownership of their stuff. So she's not going to say, I'm caught red-handed. I messed up. I'm a fool. You're a good person. You want to leave me for this. my loss. This is something I'm going to have to deal with and learn from it for the next time. But I can't, what can I say? What can I say? But instead, what they will do was, you went through my phone. You went through my privacy. Like, see, this is the whole issue with you right here. You don't trust me. And that's not even what happened. Somebody texted me and they're trying to like ruin our relationship. So they text me that because they know you would be laying here next to me and you would eventually go through the phone. See, you're just like everybody else. Now you want to give up on me. They're lying on me. But you're the problem because why would you go through my phone? So you're the issue. You don't trust me because you never trusted anyone before. I'm not like the rest of your ex. Now, you turn your back for 5 minutes. Now they're on the phone with your family members, their family members, crying, playing the victim. He doesn't trust me. And he went through my phone. And now he's making up some things. And the person didn't even say anything like that. He's putting words into the text message. And now you have your family members, their family members calling you saying, why are you overreacting? Why did you go through her phone? You're reading things the wrong way. What's wrong with you? Why are you so jealous? And you're sitting there like, what are you talking about? I have the evidence. She slept with this dude last night. What are you talking about? And she's crying in the background. And I'm talking about crying in the background. Why don't you believe me? You're lying. So now your mind is playing tricks on you. You have hardcore evidence that this person is lying, cheating, or manipulating, or whatever the case may be. So now you went from having hardcore facts to now them playing the victim. Now you're trying to sleep. You're trying to figure out how in the world did everybody turn this thing on me? Now you're trying to explain you're calling around explaining yourself to everybody. And these people are looking at you because the narc then called them prior to you calling, and I got up in their head and make you the bad person. And now everybody thinks you're crazy, including yourself. These are some dangerous folks. So the best thing is not to even respond because they will take and manipulate every single thing. They're masters at manipulating. So walk away. Don't defend yourself. God will bring it all to the light. Let me tell you something. When you wait on God, see, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything to bad folks. God will always bring it to light. He will always allow people to see them for truly who they are. It may not happen when you want it to, but you will hear about it. You just fall back and don't get your hands tied up in mud. Don't go calling all of her friends, your homegirl is a cheater, putting all that stuff on Facebook. She cheat. No. Because the more and more you give it energy, the more they're going to take that thing. See, it's like it has branches to it. It's like a spider web, right? It like the more you speak, the more you try to defend yourself, the more you get more, it branches off and it grows and grows and grows and grows. And now you're at the doctor trying to get you some anxiety medication. And you were never even in the wrong. And here's the kicker. The fact that she cheated was never even addressed. The whole issue started because she cheated. She got caught. That was never addressed. Instead, she turned it around and make you feel like you're the victim because you're doing her so wrong and you're such and such. Everybody else is against you. And now you're dealing with the feelings of heaviness, and the issue at hand was never addressed. If that's not demonic, what is that? So that's one reason One of the main reasons on why it doesn't make sense to respond. The best thing you can do with a narcissist is leave. And I know that's easier said than done, because when you've been with a narc for, especially if it's been a very long time, they had access to you. They've already broken your self-esteem and your confidence down anyway. So it's hard to leave individuals when your confidence and your self-esteem is to the floor. It's hard to walk away. It's hard to walk away when you don't know who you are and what you carry. It's easy to walk away when you know what you carry. They will gaslight you and screw your entire mind. It makes no physical, fleshly sense on why we've had a 5-hour argument, speaking in general here, a 5-hour argument in what you did was never even addressed within that argument. Everything is now about what I did. I shouldn't went through your phone. I'm too sensitive. I'm too this, that, and that. I don't trust you. Everything is now about you. But somehow we skipped over what caused all this nonsense. If that's not manipulation tactics, if that's not gaslighting, what is it? Don't waste your time. You will never, ever, ever win with a narcissist in the fleshly realm. Ask God to give you a strategic way to pull out. He will, and there's going to be instructions that you're not going to like or want to do. He's trying to save your mind. Now, if you're newly up in this thing, right, and you're still fighting for your own mind and all that stuff like that, then, my God, like, this is going to be a whole journey for you. But either which way, step in and ask God. Stop. I guess my only advice to somebody who's newly in this thing and just newly discovering this spirit is to literally ask God to step in. Ask God and the Holy Spirit to give you directions, because I'm telling you now, there's nothing in the physical realm that you're going to be able to do to master this crazy demonic spirit. You'll mess around, lose your mind messing with a narcissist. So when it comes down to boundaries with a narcissist, those of you who God have already pulled out of those relationships of all sorts, you've been through your healing process, you've been through that isolation process, and God has made it very clear that you are not to return. You're good there. But then there's other people, again, who's just coming up out of this thing, and you're trying to decipher, how do you place boundaries with narcissists? Listen, my whole thing is walk away, never look back. But at the same time, people have children, and my God, I couldn't imagine. People have children with narcissists. So it's almost like you have to deal with them. Like, the ideal way is to cut them off, gray rock method them, never to return. But that's not the case for a lot of people. So it still remains. Don't respond. Don't try to protect yourself. They're literally going to tell the children or tell the flying monkey things about you, just specifically so it can get back to you, and then you respond. See, every time you respond, it opens your spirit up. If you don't respond, or if you have firm boundaries, meaning we're not going to have this conversation about who did this, you did this, I'm this, you this. We don't want to hear none of that. We don't want to hear any of that. It's specifically about what time are we what time are we meeting at Waffle House to pick these kids up? Period. Give me a time. I don't hear nothing else about nothing. Right? Now you get to Waffle House, 6 o'clock, as soon as the kids get in the car. Such and such, mama said, daddy said, you such and such, and you cheated on them, and you didn't answer the phone, and just don't respond. As difficult as it will be, just don't respond. Everything you say will be used against you. It will be manipulated. You have to keep the conversation and the words with Cookie cutter discipline and boundaries. If you have to read a text message for whatever reasons, maybe, I don't know, the child have a doctor appointment at 5 o'clock tomorrow, 5 o'clock, a doctor appointment at 1 o'clock tomorrow. And so now the narcissist texts you. Now, mind you, really, all they need to say is, okay, the appointment is at 1 o'clock. I will meet you at 543, such and such highway. See you then. No. That's not what they're going to do. They're going to tell you about the doctor appointment. And then they're going to put in there, nobody's perfect. You still don't forgive me? Nobody's perfect. Like, can we just try to talk for the sake of the kids? Because you didn't have your father, so now it's going to really make... All this stuff is entangled with this nonsense. You got to know how to read these things and don't internalize it. I'm sorry, I'm this, I'm that. First of all, it's just words. Their actions is what you need to see. Words are just words. We don't need to have any conversations about this, that, and the third. For what? Boundaries. Stop opening your spirit up to allow a narcissist or a manipulating spirit or there's so many different spirits, but stop opening your mind up. This is coming up, so this has got to be for somebody. Stop reading. The same way you have to close your spirit off when it comes down to narcissists, you have to close your spirit off when it comes down to manipulating individuals as well. Because again, the more you read that stuff, and you don't know how to filter that stuff in, and it keeps penetrating. Before you know it, you're sitting here really trying to... That's how people get back into your life. Close your spirit up. I forgive you. Move on. Leave me alone. Period. You didn't honor and respect what you had. There's nothing can be said after the fact. You got to get firm with your boundaries. The more you open your spirit up by replying to stuff, by reading stuff, and not insulating your spirit before you read it, this is how folks keep coming back into your life. We're in a season that there is nobody in the world should be sitting here going back and forth with people who don't honor and appreciate what they had. That's 10 decades ago. I'm exaggerating, but that's 10 decades. That's childish. That's childish. How are you evolve in going back and forth with that type of spirit? You had it. You messed up. I forgive you. Leave me alone. Move on. That's that. Stop all that texting. Boundaries. Firm boundaries. People don't change for you. They're going to tell you anything they want to tell you to sucker you right back in. They may even behave for a good month. It is their character. It is their integrity. Stop allowing people to lie to you. Anybody with good sense or common sense knows that when God sends you great people, if you need to make a whole lifestyle change to make sure you don't mess it up, that's what you will do. I can't get up off of this. One of my good sis. You got choices, sis. Stop letting that man play in your face, sis. Do you know what you carry as a chosen one, sis? You got choices, sis, but you're blocking your own blessings, sis. You know he's lying. Let him go. Let him be free. Sometimes we have to release people so they can go bump their heads a few times in life. Let some chicks drag him. Let him get dragged by some soulless chicks. It's the only way he's going to appreciate what he had. He doesn't appreciate what he had just because he's sending you words. And I get it. We're females. Females I guess men assume that every chick is moved by words. Words mean absolutely nothing. All caps, nothing. The actions and the behavior is what you want to lock on to, sis. Your spirit already alerted you, sis. God have already shown you strategic things in the physical realm, sis. It's time to move on. It's time to move on. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.